كينو كوغين أنا علفك كوغرن وناسي ماي عاشق ضايعين أنا علفك كوغرن وناسي ماي عاشق ضايعين
Everybody who's here. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum once again. 70 million people around the world use wheelchair. 70 million. 23rd of March, exactly this day, 10 years ago, I was involved in road accident and found myself to be a member of 1 billion membership club called Disability Club. I was young, energetic, ambitious, and newly recruited professional administrator at that time. And then I was trying to put a little effort into getting into the world of politics. And unfortunately or fortunately, that electioneering year, I spent the whole of that year in hospital bed. Like I said in that video, just looking at the hospital setting. It was very boring and depressive. When Kenya went into violence and started cutting each other, all those things become a pain compared to the pain I was going through at that time. The doctors told me I will never walk again. Accepting that into my sight was one of again most frustrating things. Then later on, as I said in that video, one of the chapters my family don't know, it was a secret dying wish that I went to our rural home in Kutulo. Around that time, devolution was not making a good stride like it's doing right now. So I felt when I go there, there's no good health care, bad facilities, because if I can't go, and I used to be a very active young man, and I find life of no value in walking, I thought that is the best place to die. But how can I tell that to people who really love me? And my faith don't allow me to entertain such kind of a thought. But that's what I wanted to wish, and that's what I wished for. So I went to the psych of my family that the hospital is not the right place for me. The best thing is go and put me into the camel skin with some herbal concoctions and recitation of the Holy Quran. Maybe the miracle will work. By that time I was not very honest with them, but I just wanted them to expedite my movements from Nairobi to rural area so that at least I can disappear. But fortunately enough, Kutulo became one of the best places where I organized my thoughts and accepted my life and to become who I am. I must say I was privileged, and I'm privileged to have a great family members who I never thought they were going to feel the pain more than I do, including my dad, who is more than 100 years. If the whole year I spent in Kutulo, that old man, every morning has been coming to me. It's only 4 days, and those 4 days he was unwell. I become so much close to my family members. I grew up away from home with my mom in Mandera town. So literally, this condition made me to interact fully with my own family members. I come to appreciate the great thing they have done in my life. I'm here because of God, but it is because of their effort. I also had a couple of great, wonderful friends who, despite the fact that they were away, I was deep down in their sight. They sent me books, boxes of juice, newspapers. I must appreciate some of them are here. Abd Nasir Ahmed Sheikh, Mahmoud Gedi, a couple of guys, Yusuf Samo, my friend who is in Garissa, many of them. They sending me books, newspapers, boxes of juice. At least I was present in their life. That actually made me somehow to accept my condition. And it's around this time that my little house in Kutulo where I was, it was called Parliament. I have captured it so strongly in this story. that I came to learn my roots, myself, and my bearings around the world. When I came back to Nairobi, I slowly accepted my wheelchair to be just an extension of the part of my body. I realized that wheelchair is also an interesting lifestyle. It is only how you take. There are many of us who are walking and they find life of no value. Am I right? So life is just in how you take, regardless of what condition you are in. I always joke with my friends that my wheelchair not only defines me, it gives me some kind of status. Everybody wants to see me, to say hi sometimes. Well, sometimes there's also fun part in it, because the society is structured in a way that if you see someone with disability, you will only need to help them. One very good example is a while ago, I attended a forum here in KICC. I was not in suit like this, because sometimes this suit can be deceiving. I was just in casual wear. Then an old lady, I captured that also in the story, she walked over to me and pushed 50 pop into my pocket. Yeah, then she walked away without even saying anything. When I look at that lady, of course I can see even her back is torn. Maybe she's not well groomed. But I think the spirit was that she, spiritually perhaps, she was saying, I'm much more in need than her, that she has to support the bounties God has given her by supporting me. So sometimes even persons with disability, what I tell them, the society sometimes how they perceive is not bad of, it's not out of bad faith. It's out of honest sincerity to support us. So I think the narrative change in this book is all about trying to redefine the concept of disability from how we used to see and how it ought to be. The policymakers, the civil society organizations, faith-based, that disability is not about someone with an impairment. No. It's about a barrier that is put across that person with an impairment. That's what makes someone disability visible. If that impairment is removed, or that barrier is removed, then that person's disability will never be there. It's a fact in life. As my friend Dr. Abdurrahman Isaac put, I used to like writing, but I've never thought I would be a writer one day. I used to enjoy putting my feelings and thoughts in papers, but it never occurred to me that one day I will write a story. But my time in my little parliament in Cthulhu, reading voraciously, understanding my condition, understanding the world of disability, put focus out of me and say, then why can't you not pen down something? I wrote this book for the last 3 years. I researched, I read widely, and I came up with such a kind of a concept. And immediately I finished writing this one, I developed to write a new story again. I'm already running into chapters, and this one is amazing. I'm writing a love story. Isn't that not interesting? I'm writing a love story, and it will be out probably, God willingly, sometimes April, May next year. It can be also another masterpiece, probably. And I look forward again to this same venue that we celebrate this. Very lastly, I must appreciate all of you. Some of you following me in social media. I always brag that I become someone with disability when technology has evolved so fast and united us. I imagine if I would have become disabled 20 years ago without technology, how life was or could be. Right now, just from the comfort of my bed, I can reach out to all of you. I can bank, I can send money, I can receive. So sometimes I say, God has loved me for putting me into a wheelchair at the right time. That when the world is so close to each other because of technology. So I think with all those many remarks, as we are getting into the night and coming close to this function, allow me very finally to appreciate many people who have contributed to my life. Some of them we are privileged to meet them for the first time here. When I got accident, my family members and relatives and everyone stood with me. Honorable Muhammad here was a guest of honor in many Harambes that was happening. Haji Samo, perhaps he joined us a while ago here. He chartered a plane all the way to Mandera to pick me from there. has the spirit of having our wonderful relatives. Sometimes we might not appreciate what people have done in our life. We think because we are related and we are family members, it's a right. It might not be really a right. Friends, colleagues, and all of you. In this particular event, people have traveled all the way just to purposely attend. My friend Mburu, we spent in the hospital for 7 months together, came all the way from Matu to make sure that this event he has participated. One thing he has not told you, we were too philosophical in our thought when we were in a spinal injury hospital. Because that time his hands were not as strong as today you saw. I was the ward DJ and manipulating the TV in the program that he watched and the one I watch. Sundays, as a good Christian, he want to watch, a charismatic televangelist. Then we see, them curing stubborn disease and making blind see. Then I remember telling Buru, Malim, you call these guys so that they touch our legs so that we stand and walk. I remember when that trauma happened, we joked that I remember telling him that if this building collapses, I will be alive 5 minutes before he dies. Then I told him, because your hands don't work, me at least nitashika the first boulder that is coming to crash my face. You just look at it. That's how, we are too philosophical in our thinking. So I was saying some of friends who travel all the way from Wajir, my good friend Fatuma, Hareda, Abdurazak from Wajir, Gariza, my good friend Dr. Abdurrahman, who traveled all the way from Cliffy to make sure this friend of his event don't pass. Those of you who decided to stay here away from your family to be with my good friend Dr. Kuno, who postponed his journey in assignment. Many of you, actually, you postponed your schedules and came all the way. That clearly shows how great you guys are to me and to the cause that I follow. Many times I receive wonderful messages and information in my private boxes. Sometimes I started wondering, am I really this good? Is the story really this interesting that I'm saying? So you humble me more than you think that I am humbling you. So it's a great pleasure. I wish you enjoy reading my book. There is an address there. Always give me a feedback. And I've taken a different path in life. And as I've said in that clip, I've taken disability as a career. Before my accident, I had a confusion of career. I clearly put it in that story. I was first admitted to Maseno University to pursue Bachelor of Drama and Theatre Studies. I never thought that is my right course. So when I struggled through inter-university transfer to go to Kenyatta University to do environmental studies, just second year into my course, I realized this is not where I'm supposed to be. My friends in university were here, Chalanga, Obare, they can attest. I really used to go to classes. I used to sneak into the classes of political science, philosophy, and yet I'm not a student there. I realized that's not my course. Then there's a confusion of career. Then when this accident came, I felt, and now I am at home, that my career is clearly cut. And it is understanding disability in our society and what is it. And this one I am passionately doing it, actually. And I don't think I can change this career in near future. So guys, thank you so much. I wish you well in reading my story as we come to the close of the evening. And I love you so much wherever you are. And for those of you who will be traveling, safe journey, and thank you so much.